You know what this is?
A commercial?
Right, and you know what that means.
Time for a snack?
Wrong. I want you to do some heart-healthy exercise. Yes, you! Try some seated leg extensions right now. Just lift each leg up and extend it straight, one at a time, 6 to 8 times.
I can do that.
Yes, you can. Remember, every commercial is a chance to sneak in heart-healthy activity. Visit findexerciseanywhere.com and speak with your doctor to learn more about the risks of heart failure.
Visit Hellsberg.com for safe and easy ways to shop this holiday, like free shipping and returns, virtual shopping appointments, or buy online and pick up in store. And right now, get a free Microsoft Surface Go 2 with the purchase of $1,499 or more. You gift, you get. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in store for details.
What's going on? What's going on? You're tuned into the Cigars with Mac podcast. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today's topic will be everything has a cost. Yes, that's what I said. Everything has a cost, people. To live, it costs. Hell, you can't even die for free. That cost. But everything has a cost. Now, before we dive into this topic, I want to ask everyone to, first of all, download, like, follow, and share on your favorite podcasting platform. And I also want you to subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube. Look me up, Cigars with Mac podcast. And if you have any show topics, hit me up at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. info@cigarswithmacpod.com. Also, if you'd like to support the podcast financially, hit us up, $ Cigars with Mac. $ Cigars with Mac, on Cash App. Let me get a swig of this coffee. But I want to thank everybody for their support. It is much appreciated. But what I mean when I say everything has a cost is just like I said, everything has a cost. What does that mean? There's nothing free in this world. And having a cost does not necessarily mean financially. Bad decisions can cost you opportunities in life. Hanging around the wrong people as a child and as a young adult can really jack up your life. It can stop a lot of opportunities. Being married to the wrong people can really mess up opportunities. It can cost you. Yes, it can cost you. For instance, I saw a post today on Facebook, and there was a picture of a woman, beautiful woman, and she was saying how she liked bad boys, and the guy who posted it, one of the commenters said, yeah, they want bad boys while they're young, and then when they get old, they want nerds and good guys with a good job. And that in so many ways is true for some women. Why? Because when they're young, a bad boy is exciting. It's exciting to have a bad boy. It's exciting to have a guy on probation or a felony or a guy running from the law. That's exciting. Thug, tattooed up. I get it, ladies. A square guy that wears glasses with a pocket protector is not an exciting guy. But you got to ask yourself, what will you be in 20 years? What is this going to cost you? Can you take this, especially if you are an educated person, a person that is in a particular social circle, social class? Can you bring the quote unquote thug around? Probably not. I mean, you don't find dignitaries of states with criminals. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. But back to what we were saying. Have you considered 5-10 years from now that a lot of times the people you're associated with can mess up opportunities for you? Yeah. That is so true. Sometimes being around bad company is not a good thing. But some people feel like, it doesn't matter. It does matter. And especially nowadays, we live in a social media age where everything is on the cloud. Everything, what you posted 10 years ago can come back and bite you in the ass. If you are a man or a woman and got a sex tape out there and you trying to run for political office, people can leak that stuff out and that can really hurt you politically. So basically, living wild and taping yourself on the internet is costly. That's why I say everything has a cost. I remember I tell a story. I'm telling the story. I went to Boston Market one day last year. And there was a guy I remember from high school, and I believe he dropped out of high school. I seen him at Boston Market, and when he saw me, I didn't really just know him in high school, but when you see people, you're like, I've seen him before. And he almost felt embarrassed because he was, in his 30s working at Boston Market. But me personally, I wouldn't have cared because that could have been his second job. But a lot of times, a lot of young people don't understand when they quit school, it's going to be hard out here for you. Yeah, some people can come out here and make it with no high school diploma, with a high school dropout, but that is not the everyday norm. It is not the everyday norm. And so, when you start making decisions like that at a young age, not even as a teenager, but even as a young adult in your 20s and 30s, your decisions can be costly. Yes, they can. And a lot of people don't understand that. Your decisions can be very costly. And with decisions being costly, they not only affect you, but they can affect those around you. And that's something I talk about a lot, how your decisions can affect not only you, but those around you. And that's where things become problematic, because a lot of times people can become a burden. I remember I was at the strip club a couple of years ago, and this young lady was there, and we were talking about real estate and stuff like that. And I asked her, did she feel like she was gonna get to her goal of being a stripper? She didn't give me an answer. Because not only was she a stripper, she also did security. She had a lot of hustles going on. And that's good. That's very good. And I often, I was in the military. There'd be times where I wanted to quit and probably go AWOL. And I would always wonder, man, if I go AWOL, I'm going to be running for the rest of my life. I refuse to run for the rest of my life. And imagine had I went AWOL, how my life would have been. People do it all the time. They go, AWOL. But the fact that, I stuck with my career, my short term, I was in there close to 5 years. And I think about, man, what if I would have quit? What if I would have, just stopped giving a shit? What would I be? How could I look at my sons, both my boys, in the eyes and tell them to finish things if I couldn't even finish serving my country? But I think about stuff like that. I see people, man, that I know personally in my life, friends and family, and a lot of times they're suffering in life because of decisions they made 20, 30 years ago. Because it comes to a point in life where you can't keep blaming your parents. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep saying, my mom didn't do this, my mom didn't do that, my mom, you can't keep doing that. You're a grown woman, grown man. You're not a child anymore. But some people do that. Some people do that. They still harping on their childhood. That ain't the business, man. You can't do that. You can't keep blaming what happened as a child on you. Yeah, I understand some of us went through traumatic things. But it comes to a point in your life where you have to accept it and deal with it head on. And that's one thing I learned as being a man, especially younger man. I've shared some of my personal stories with y'all, But one thing my mother always taught me was that you have to face life head on. Sometimes you got to just deal with it. Because it'll make you better as a person, believe it or not. I see so many people nowadays, they try to avoid certain loopholes in life experiences, and they try to avoid these things when really it's unavoidable. Some things you just can't avoid. Some things you will have to go through. Some things you will have to go through. Some things you're going to have to experience. And as they say, experience is the best teacher. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things in life you can go through there are some things you can avoid in life by listening to the advice and the wisdom of others. That is true. But then there are some things you're just going to have to go through. It's like, for instance, the average kid that goes to college, a 4-year university, or even through community college, especially if they're not working a full-time job, and especially if they don't have parents that have money to put them in school, it's going to be a tough 4 or 5 years while you're getting your degree. It's going to be tough financially. You're going to have to eat ramen noodles. It's going to be tough. Yeah. It's going to be tough, man. Some people are able to work a full-time job while they're in school, but like most know, it is a struggle. Especially when we start talking about certain majors, man, you gotta be able to devote 100% to that. It's gonna be tough. And like I said, everything has a cost, man. Everything has a cost. You got some parents that baby the fuck out of their kids. That's not always good because one day you're going to be gone. And they got to man up or woman up. You know? As a parent, you got to ask yourself, are you preparing your child for the world? Are you preparing them to know how to deal with situations? At least I ask myself that every day. You know? It's a good stick. I forgot the name of it. I know it's a flathead. It's a, flathead. For some reason, it's not burning like I like it. I have to keep touching up the edges up. I don't like that. A lot of times people ask me what's that sound in the back. Is my torch. Check it out. I'm gonna let you hear it. Yes, sir. I wish I could take a picture of this for y'all. I wish I could take a beautiful picture of this beautiful ash now. All right. But a lot of times, I ask myself that. As a parent, we got to prepare our children for the world. We got to prepare them to be able to handle life situations, and they watch us handle situations. And I do my damnedest to handle my situations as best as possible, so my sons know a man has to stand on his 10 toes. Period. You got to stand 10 toes down and be a man no matter what. You got to understand that as a man, sometimes you got to make tough decisions, which can be costly. And the cost effect can be positive or negative, no matter what you do in life. But especially as a man, we have to move differently than women do. We got to move a little bit different. I notice nowadays I see kids kind of staying home longer than usual. But when I was coming up, man, you couldn't wait to leave. I know, man, I left home originally at 16. Went and got my GED. Came home. I stayed with my grandmother for a couple months. Then I stayed with my mom for a couple months. Then I was out. I left and went on to the military and started my life. And hadn't been in my mom's house since I was 18. you know. But once I got on my own at 16, I enjoyed the freedom. And even though I was in a controlled environment, I wasn't in prison, a juvenile, nothing like that. But I was in a controlled environment. But for the most part, you know, one of the things that the cadres told us our last day there, he told us, he said, you all are men now. They treat us like men. So that makes a big difference too. We wasn't baby, man. We were accountable for what we did. We were punished when we fucked up, you know? And that's why when I did the podcast a while back on the importance of a coach. See, a coach ain't there to just make you feel good and pump you up. Yeah, they do that too, but they also to enforce when you fuck up. Yes, they are. They are there to enforce when you fuck up. Because in the real world, when you fuck up, there are consequences to it. For instance, if you don't pay your light bill, the power company shutting them lights off. You don't pay that mortgage for some time, you will get foreclosed on. Ask me, I know. You don't pay them car notes, them truck notes, the finance company will come repossess that vehicle. Ask me, I know. I'm not embarrassed of that. That doesn't even embarrass me. I know what it is to be poor and homeless and sleep in laundromats. So ain't really nothing that really people can do that can really embarrass me. I really don't get embarrassed very easily. I'm just being real with you, letting you know everything has a cost. You don't pay that dang on light bill, and they cutting them lights off. COVID or not, you see right now, if something is not done and put in place by December 31st, if you are behind in your rent, man, they're trying to evict people. I saw a YouTube video of these people that own real estate, and they are pretty much like, shit, I still want my money. Do I think that's right? It depends on the situation. But they were sitting around like, shit, I don't give a damn about no pandemic. I need my money. I need my money. I want my rent money. They're already talking about evictions. I know me personally, I wouldn't sit around and talk about stuff like that on the internet with people. I wouldn't do that. That's very distasteful. But they were also saying that they knew some people who were basically taking advantage of the system. Hell, I even seen a clip where this guy, he owned some real estate, and the tenants just completely destroyed his tenant. It just destroyed his property. It was so bad he was crying because he was like, damn. This is my money. This is my property. This is mine. And you guys just fuck it up because you get mad. You know? And I can understand this frustration, man. As a man, I've been through some situations in life where I had to go to the corner and shut the door and cry my eyes out. Because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to support my family. I didn't know how I was going to get out of the situation. But I just did what the hell I had to do. And I made some decisions. I gave up some things. I downgraded. You know, I got out of my comfort zone. I remember there was a time where I used to work 2 jobs all the time. Yeah. at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what nobody say. Yeah, you can manage your money as best you can, but you still need more money. You know? So those are some things that have a cost. And sometimes the cost won't be up front. The cost of things will be on the back end. And that's the worst right there, man. That back end cost, man. You got to pay for that shit later, man. I mean, it's kind of like people who owe money on student loans when they default. And they think, student loan ain't watching them. And next thing you know, when their tax returns come, student loans take all that damn money. That's what I'm saying, man. Everything has a cost. Every decision has a cost. Yes, it does. But the thing that really troubles me, man, is that when people actually think they're getting away with things, you're not. You're going to pay for it later. You may not pay right now, but you're going to pay for that shit later. You may not pay for it now, but you will pay for it later. Don't even trip. Just know you're going to pay. It's like when you go to certain restaurants. I know me, one of my favorite restaurants is the Cheesecake Factory. And man, that place is so good. But it costs so much. And if you look at the menu, it has the price on there, but the way the price is on there is almost like it's not there, the way the menu looks. Yeah. Because their motto is, hell, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't even be up in here no way. Oh, yeah. I've never seen the Cheesecake Factory give you a buy one, get one free meal. Nah, I remember when I was a kid, man, that was a big thing in the sales papers. Me and my buddies would use it when we go to like McDonald's, as a kid. We ride our bikes to McDonald's. We get little coupons, Yeah, you could buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off. But places like Cheesecake Factory, nah, that ain't happening, Playboy. You either gonna afford this shit or you not. I know me personally, man, I enjoy going into places dressed like with sweatpants and shorts and flip-flops. Because sometimes people think that, this individual can't afford to be here. Nah, buddy. I've already assessed the cost before I even got here. I already had in my mind, I'm going to have to pay. It's kind of like when I see some men with gorgeous women, beautiful women, somebody drop dead gorgeous. And these guys like, man, all she wants is this, that. Hey, bro, that arm candy gonna cost you. Yes. Gonna cost you, dog. Don't even trip. You can't walk around with no woman looking like Beyonce and thinking that it's gonna be free. Nah. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. That's just the way it is, man. And I think some people don't get that. Some people don't get that. There's no such thing as something for nothing. But there is a such thing as nothing for nothing. Because you're not paying for it. Yeah. You got to remember that. You got to remember that. And some people just don't get it. Some people think, hey, I'm going to be able to do this and mess over people and nothing's going to happen to me. It's like people that always say karma. Karma going to get you. But the very people that always say that, they don't realize they do fucked up shit to people too. Do you not think karma's going to get you too then? That's why you got to learn to make good decisions, good choices. I used to always think that bad things happen to good people. Or what you may define as a good person. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe people are good. I believe people are opportunistic, like myself. We all are opportunists, whether we want to admit it or not. I had a young lady tell me one day, oh, you're such a good man. You're such a good husband, good father. I said, no, I'm not. I deserve no accolades or praises for doing what I'm supposed to do. Because I could always be doing more. Just when you think you something, you figure out you're really nothing. At least I do. That's me, though. Once you think you the shit, you figure out you really ain't shit. And you got work to do. Sit your arrogant ass down. You got some people, man, they really think that they're good people. If you got to say you're a good person, then you're not a good person. Let others praise you. Never praise yourself. You got some people, man, they walk in a room and they suck all the oxygen out the room. All of it. But I believe we're all opportunists. We're all opportunists. Straight up. Now, you do have some people who don't really have a mean bone in their body. But they may not have a mean bone in their body, but they still have evil ways to themselves. You got some people you can do, or you can come through for them 100 times. But that 101 time you don't come through, now you a piece of shit. So you tell me I done came through for you 100 times, and this one time I tell you, hey man, I'm not going to be able to do it. 101 times. Now I'm a piece of shit. Yeah, okay. All right. I've seen this happen in life before. That's why I'm able to talk about it. Hell, I've even experienced it. That's why I tell people, man, sometimes people ask me, how you doing? I say, I'm still learning. I adopted that phrase from Dr. Neely Fuller. Look him up on YouTube. People ask me, how you doing, Mac? Still learning. I have not arrived yet. I haven't arrived. I'm sorry. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn how to be a good husband, a good father, a good friend, a good brother, a good cousin. I don't have any sisters. A good uncle. Good leader. I'm still learning, man. I don't know it all. Because just when you feel like you really know something, you really learn that you know nothing. At least I do. But a lot of people got to understand that everything has a cost. So be very cognizant of your decisions. Be very cognizant of who you allow to be in your life. Be very cognizant of the decisions you make because they not only affect you, but they affect those around you. Because right now, during the pandemic, I've seen a new side of people. Yes, I have. Right now, I'm going to be honest with you. My grind mode is turned up 100% because there are people who are getting rich off of this. And I want to be one of them. There are people whose lives have been changed for the good. I could focus on the bad about people dying every day, but we see that enough in the news. I don't want to add to that. Oh yeah. So the older I get, I learn that, man, everything has a cost. Oh, everything has a cost. Believe that. And I'm at the age now where I don't mind paying for what I want and what I need. I tell you why, because if you go ahead and pay for it, you appreciate it. I remember when I was in sales, I invested in so much into my career. I invested in books and seminars, and I had these audio books. And these individuals I knew were bitching and moaning about not selling. They asked me, how do you sell? How do you do it? What are you doing? And I said, well, one thing I can tell you is I read. So here are these books. I'm going to give them to you digitally on, I use Dropbox, I believe. And do you know, I'm willing to bet $1 million that they never read those books. You know why they didn't read them? Because they didn't pay for them. They didn't see the value in it because they didn't pay for it. They didn't understand that you got to invest in yourself. You've got to invest in yourself. And some people don't get that. Some people really believe that in order to get to the next level in life, it's going to just happen. No. There's a cost to get there. There's a cost to be successful, believe it or not. And there's a cost to be unsuccessful. So regardless of it all, there's still a cost. But that's what I keep telling people, man. Everything has a cost. Everything. Just when you think you getting over on people, then shit start falling apart in your life. All that fucked up shit you did back in the day, 20 plus years ago. Now it's all manifesting. And then for those who've tried to be righteous, that's what I strive to be. I just try to be righteous with people, man. I do. I really do. And a lot of times you be doing good 5-10 years and you like, man, why is nothing happening for me? And then next thing you know, blessings start coming upon you and people can't figure out why. But if you sit back and reflect on what you've done and the people you've sown into, you be like, damn, it was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it. Yes, it was worth it. But anyway, people, that's all I have on this topic. Don't forget to download, like, follow, and share on your favorite podcasting platform. Don't forget to look me up on YouTube at Cigars with Mac and subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I have new episodes coming up. Don't forget, if you want to support us financially, hit me up at $Cigars with Mac. If you got any show topics, hit me up at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. You can follow me on all social media platforms. It's easy to find me. Cigars with Mac, Cigars with Mac Pod on both IGs. And good people, I'm out.
You can't control what's outside your home, but you can control what comes in. Because Clorox disinfecting wipes kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, including COVID-19 virus, when used as directed on hard, non-porous surfaces. So whether it's from dirty doorknobs, dirty shoes, or something else, outside germs won't stand a chance. When it counts, trust Clorox. Kill Pseudomonas, Salmonella, and influenza virus type A2. Kill SARS-CoV-2 on hard, non-porous surfaces. Use as directed.
You know what this is?
A commercial?
Right, and you know what that means.
Time for a snack?
Wrong. I want you to do some heart-healthy exercise. Yes, you! Try some seated leg extensions right now. Just lift each leg up and extend it straight, one at a time, 6 to 8 times.
I can do that.
Yes, you can. Remember, every commercial is a chance to sneak in heart-healthy activity. Visit findexerciseanywhere.com and speak with your doctor to learn more about the risks of heart failure.